Oh, well, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I think this is crooked. It probably is. I don't know what's going on here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Rise and Radke. Y'all are getting the real and the raw today. The real and the raw. Hi, and welcome to Rise and Radke. Thank you so much. Good morning, Brooke. Hi, Brooke from Oregon. Thank you for watching on replay. Hi to my IGTVers and my YouTubers. We're so glad that you guys are watching. You know, YouTube, we're going to start doing more. We're going to start doing more there. I don't really know how. We're going to figure it out. Good morning, Leslie. Good morning. Hi, Lisa Morales. Good morning to Cindy in Fort Pierce, Florida. Okay, let's talk about what's going on here. Our kids had friends over. Our kids always have friends over. And our kids had friends over last night. And we can't go outside because some of them were out there. And we can't go in our living room because some of them are up playing Fortnite already. So we're relegated to the bed. And I got to tell you, I ain't hating it. I'm not hating it. And I'm not going to be alone this morning. But David Radke went to go make me some iced coffee because he knows that I'm pretty cranky till I've had it. Good morning, Vicki from Mineral Wells, Texas. Good morning from Newbern, North Carolina. Good morning, Lisa Schreckengost. Schreckengost. That sounds like something on Game of Thrones. I actually don't have any idea if that sounded like something from Game of Thrones. What am I doing? So anyway, we are in bed this morning. Y'all say that you want to see the Radkes in their real life. Well, here it is. This is about as real life as it's going to get, okay? So I'm glad that everybody's here. David is coming. If you're just now joining us, David is Meredith Alm from West Fargo, North Dakota. Donna, isn't that very sweet? He is so sweet. I said, David, what do you want me to do this live without having coffee in my hand? I can't. Yes. Okay. He's back.
Guess who's back?
Okay, see if I've done it right, Dave. You like how it is?
Sure. Looks great.
You like it?
It's great.
What would you have done differently?
I just got that thing out of your eye before you started, but other than that, listen.
Where, David? Where?
Right there.
Get it, David! Oh, wait, are you talking about that? That's a little spot that's come up, like a little sunspot.
I'm going to have to sit up. Because you gave us lots of height above our head that we didn't need.
You can fix it right there, honey. It's right there. Why does it... Nobody has said, hey, you guys look different this morning. Is it that y'all have so much height above your head? Somebody just said, every girl needs a David. And I don't agree with that 100%. I agree with it about 90%. There's 10% of David that y'all have not seen nor heard. Does David have a single brother? He does not. He does have a brother who's precious and wonderful, but not single. I'm sorry.
He's all tied up.
He's all tied up. Well, he might be right now. We don't know.
Why did you choose to have us talk in our boudoir?
Because there's kids everywhere.
Oh.
Kids playing Fortnite, kids in the pool, kids running in wet, kids asking for breakfast. But if we stay in here, they know not to come in here. Though they came in here last night 1,000,000 times. All right, my husband came home from work the other day and said he got a shout out at work, and I quickly hollered like David, shout out.
Speaking of shout outs, if you'd like a shout out for tomorrow, man, we've already got a bunch in there, but
then don't advertise it.
Okay.
Then don't advertise it. We're not doing shout outs tomorrow. You don't need to send anything in. Good morning from Chicago. What'd you just say? What did you just say? Don't, David, don't. Y'all, I promise our room has color. Not a lot, but I know y'all are like, what's going on there? We'll show y'all.
Oh, no.
I'm just showing them this, David. I could turn it, if I turned it around, you would see our girl.
Hoda!
Hi, Hoda! We just got the news on. Got the windows open.
Is that... Oh, they launched another satellite in this place.
Anyway, happy Thursday. Let's talk about something. Alicia Silverstone is bathing with her 9-year-old son. Go.
Uh,
Go.
like without clothes on?
How do you bathe? You know what? Knowing you and your family, y'all probably wear coveralls in there.
Why would a grown woman bathe with a 9-year-old son?
What does somebody mean when they say, I can't handle the flip-flopping at the sides? Isn't this how we view every day?
No, I'm always on the other side.
Wait, so I could have done it normal? And it would have been...
We would have been on the right side, but we just sat on the wrong side.
No, oh, right.
But it's right for our bed. Don't do it now.
I'm so sorry. I should have just left it alone because I sleep on this side of the bed and I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Can we just talk about that? Can we just talk about Alicia Silverstone's? I'm going to assume that if she bathes, she's bathing naked, David, with her 9-year-old son.
What? Why would you do that?
Jennifer says, didn't she do something strange a few years ago too? Yes, a few years ago she admitted to chewing her children's food up and then giving it to them.
Like a mama bird?
Like a bird. Okay? Let's talk about that because, y'all, I watched Mindhunter on Netflix, and a lot of those serial killers will tell you it started with their mother. It started with their mother, which is why when Rocco busts into my bathroom and I'm in my closet changing clothes and he busts in without knocking in my bathroom, like my closet door will be open and I'll just be in there getting dressed, I'll say, stop! You're gonna be a serial killer! And he's like, really? And I'm like, yes. If you don't start knocking, you will turn out to be a serial... Mark my words. Mark my word. Is that pretty extreme?
It's a little extreme. I don't think seeing a nip takes you right to serial killing, but
he's not seen a nip, and I can't believe you just said that on here.
But that is what you're talking about, isn't it?
Okay, first of all, what does me changing clothes automatically assume I don't have a bra on? Oh, well. Okay, I love... Somebody's like, I love Mindhunter. I do too. That's not the point.
I just don't get.
I think she's one of those touchy-feely, like nurture, like love the earth, and I want to bring the inside out and all that kind of. I think, but the chew up the food and give it to her children. But they were babies, like when she did that.
Now, do her kids have any? I'm trying to think of the best way to word it. Do they have any challenges or something like? Is there some?
Yeah, a couple of moms a couple of people just asked that. No.
Oh, okay.
I believe so.
If there's some reason, that might be a different thing. I mean, still, I think by the time they're 9, I do think she should wear a bathing. If she has to do it for some reason, then she should wear a bathing suit. If she doesn't have to, then she might want to talk to somebody about that. That seems.
Okay, let's just go back to the fact that you said a nip. A nip is not going to make you a serial killer. Y'all, what in the world am I going to do?
Nip slip slasher.
You know what they call him. This is like when CSI had CSI Miami with David Caruso, and he was the worst ever. And he would always end that first segment before it would go to CSI Miami. He would always end with some line. It would be like him getting up from a dead body, taking on his sunglasses and going, you know what they call him? The nip slip slasher. CSI Miami.
I'm so confused. I hope your dad's watching. Her dad said not too long ago, I watch your morning thing, but I don't find any socially redeeming value. If he was watching this right now, we are actually...
I feel like we're curing America.
We are.
Nobody wants to be the nip slip slasher, and also nobody wants to raise the nip slip slasher.
So if we want slashers to go away,
that just sounds like all they would do would just be to cut off your nips. Okay, go ahead, collect them.
Let's move.
You know what? I saw a nip slip once by my mother. Now all I do is take their nips. I ain't gonna slip that nip anymore.
What is that jar on your counter over there? It's nothing.
What is that jar of rolled up Band-Aids? That's not rolled up Band-Aids. Da-da-da! What are we doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I wish I knew someone that was big into horror movies. That's not really Quentin Tarantino, although he is disturbing. I wish we knew somebody, because I would tell him to call us.
Call us. Oh, because no doubt they would be watching us.
Yes.
Like you thinking maybe like, Quentin, you're probably watching us, but we're not really talking to you. That's what you said that like.
Yeah.
Like Quentin Tarantino.
I just don't think we have ideas for you, Quentin, just not that one.
Nip, slip, slasher, nip, slip, slasher, nip, slip, slasher. Somebody said say it 5 times. Okay.
Hey, speaking of movies and working with actors and actresses, have you heard all this anger toward Leah Michele?
She has been a toot.
But here's the question.
Now, she has been a real toot.
Why did all this
on Glee?
Why did all this stuff come out? Isn't that been gone like for 10 years or something?
Yes, it was. Glee has been over like 9 years. But she made a remark on Twitter the other day about her standing with the protesters and all this kind of stuff. And a girl that she worked with wrote back, okay, that's funny for you to say because, and then she.
Oh, so it kind of, okay.
Yeah, said you made my job on that show a living hell.
And then that kind of opened the door going, yeah.
And then, normally people would come out and say, in defense, like, I don't think anyone has come out in defense of her. Nobody has come out in defense of her.
You know how you have those people, like Melissa's Uncle Donald was like this. You could not find
Please
a person.
do not talk about my Uncle Donald in the same.
Listen, you could not find a person that could say a negative thing about him.
Oh, that's the truth. That saying,
He was
be
just,
the kind of person that when people talk bad about you, no one believes it. That was him. Nobody would believe it.
In this case, at
everyone
this point,
believed it.
If someone said, Leah Michele was so nice, I go,
nah, I don't think so. Of course, you and I should probably move on to the next subject because we never even watched Glee.
I thought you watched it some because it's the music and stuff.
I would just watch it occasionally for the music. Somebody got tickled that I just said, she is a real toot. But in our neck of the woods, that's a big deal. To say that, I mean, I could have used a big word like she is indefensible, but like Sharon Miller just did. But instead, I would like to say she's a toot. She is a toot. So that's it for me with Leah Michele. I don't want to talk about her.
What, your castmates on that television show you were on, I think most of them would talk negatively about you.
On the Radkes, it's going to come out that Melissa Radke was a pain to deal with. And her cast members are going to agree. And by cast, it's all the knuckleheads that live in this house.
No,
hey, you know what? I do want to say this. I just read an article. I'm whispering as if USA Network is going to hear this. I just read an article, I haven't even told you about it, that said, is TV sabotaging itself? And it was talking about the fact that TV shows, there are so many to stream and stuff, but for some reason, networks and streaming services and all this have decided to give shows less episodes and yet need them to prove themselves, but in less episodes and less time. Well, if you remember, the Radkes went off the air because it just couldn't catch on. They gave us 6 episodes for us to catch on. 6 episodes.
And our numbers were good.
And our numbers were good.
The first 6 episodes, they were good numbers.
And then all of a sudden they just took us off because we didn't catch on in 6 episodes.
Because you weren't Carol Baskins. That was...
What? I can murder my husband. I'll do it today. I'll do it today.
Carol Baskins.
Anyway, what I was going to say, though, is they were talking about the episode where Monica and Chandler slept together in Friends. How that happened at the big... That really kind of happened sort of towards the beginning of Friends.
It did?
Well, it just took so many episodes to develop that friendship that turned into love. Mm-hmm. And it took so many episodes. It took... Jim Halpert kissed Pam in the first season of The Office. But it took all of those episodes and all of those seasons to develop this storyline between them. And they say, you're taking great shows and you're cutting them off before they ever have a time for characters to develop, for storylines to develop. And you and I have talked about that is exactly what they did to us. But now they're doing it to other shows as well. We'll turn on Netflix and start to watch a show and be like, oh, there's only 13 episodes of this? And then you never hear from it again. So just another reason why I'm just saying, I missed your show. My coworkers loved it too. My coworkers loved it too.
Yes, I did.
He's my coworker.
I really had no choice to, but I did.
I mean, had I known we were only going to get 6 episodes, I would have smiled when I drove the car. That's probably honest to God, y'all. When I look back at that show, am I embarrassed at how I dressed? Partially. Am I embarrassed at how I acted? Partially. But am I most embarrassed that every time they film me driving my car, apparently I drive with RBF. I drive with straight up RBF like this. Every time I drove the car, I was like this.
And really, when you drive the car, the windows are down, the music's up, and you're doing some shimmy. But I guess, they can't, that doesn't translate well.
I guess so. Instant gratification. All right. So that's it for us. Shout out to all of the friends and people in Nashville who saw where a black man, wanted to take his dog for a walk. But happened to post that he was nervous too. He couldn't take his dog out for a walk. Not right now. Not with protests going on. Not with unrest. And all of his neighbors in Nashville wrote back and said, we'll walk with you. What time do you take your dog for a walk? We will go with you. Shout out to those kind of neighbors. That's what being neighborly means. That right there. And this is coming from someone who has a new neighbor and has never even met him. Look at that. Here he is with this dog somewhere. There's the dog. And this is all of the neighbors that decided to come out and help that family walk their dog. So let me tell you something. The good is still going on. It might not be what we hear about on the news, but there is still so much good. And as I said all the time, pay attention to where you look, because that is where you'll go. If you look for the negative, you will go negative. If you look for the positive, you will find positive. If you look for love, you'll walk in the direction of love. If you look for find things to be thankful for, you will walk in the direction of thankfulness. Pay attention to where you look, because that's where you're going to go. And we need to start looking for the good, because, oh my goodness, it is out there. There's so much of it out there. There are neighbors and people like that just waiting to rise to the top of all of this and make a change in our world. So congrats to those kind of people right there. Let's see. I want to do a huge dance party every major city because music can bring us together. That's right. That's awesome. People are loving that story. Love thy neighbor. Absolutely. So if you have neighbors or especially that are a different race than you, a different religion than you, now is the time. I say banana bread heals the world.
But not carrot cake?
God, no. Honestly, look for the good, you guys. I know, saying things. I used to think that saying things like that sounded like my mother. Banana bread will heal the world. Banana bread won't heal the world. It won't. But it sure will love a neighbor really well. So
we forgot to mention this.
Oh, Stephanie just said, thank you for posting about Just Mercy. It had me in tears. Oh, I'm so glad you watched it. So many people had not watched it, and they commented that, oh, yeah, I'm going to go watch it right now.
If you missed it, I think it was yesterday you talked about it. Warner Brothers is letting every streaming service out there let people rent Just Mercy for free right now. Mm-hmm. It's an incredible movie, and it's extremely timely. So if you have not seen it, or if you haven't showed it to your kids, I mean, it's a great time. You were talking about good people doing good things. I wish I remembered the name, but I just thought it was cool. This was a couple of weeks ago, and I forgot to mention it. But there was a Methodist church in Germany.
Okay.
That opened their church. This was during the height of COVID and all that kind of stuff. They opened their church because they had more room, and I don't know if it was a mosque. I don't know if that was the correct term, but anyway, the Methodist church opened their church so the Muslims could come in and have their
prayer time. I remember you telling me that.
So I just thought that was really cool. Obviously,
so they could be spaced out because the mosque was small.
So obviously their spiritual beliefs are very different, but I thought it was really cool that they still were showing love for their neighbors. So that was another good story I forgot to mention a while back.
Any stories that you have about neighbors doing great things for each other, please let us know. We would love to talk about them on here on Rise and Radke. And also, just to let you guys know, I am planning on doing something really special in the next probably several days. So probably first of next week at some point with a local valedictorian from here in Lufkin. I have reached out to several of the valedictorians in the area, and not all of them want to be a part. But one of them in particular does. And so we're going to have her on. Her, that's right. She is all power and feisty and funny. And I want her to be able to give her graduation speech on here. So I hope when we finally make that announcement that you all will join us and share, because I want to create a platform for her to share. I offered it to 2 other schools. One other valedictorian just wasn't sure. The other valedictorian said, I am not talking in front of that many people. I don't even want to talk about my own graduation. I'm certainly not talking to all the people, the hundreds of people that watch you, Melissa. So that valedictorian was just too scared. But I would love to invite her to come on, and I want her to give her graduation speech, and I want you guys to honor her because she hasn't got to do it. She's worked so hard, and she's only gotten to do it to a small amount of people, and also not even all of her family could come in for it due to COVID. So we're gonna celebrate her and honor her, and bring her in to a Rise and Radke one morning, or maybe even one evening. We haven't decided yet. We're not gonna be sitting in the bed when we do it.
We're gonna have her right here. Melissa's gonna get in the bath.
And then I'm gonna chew up my food and I'm gonna try to give it to her. She'll probably want to run, but you know what? If she runs from my love, she'll only grow up to be the nip slip slasher. And we've come full circle. That is
Good
it.
day.
Good day, everybody. Bye, y'all.
Day.
Have a great day. This was a whole bunch of nothing, but we'll see you back on Friday for Shout Out Friday. And I will let y'all know tomorrow what time she will be coming on, what day she will be coming on, our valedictorian. Let's make her high and lift it up. Okay? Angela, she is from Lufkin High School. All right. Bye-bye, y'all.
See you guys.